emails, and you and Deborah remove yourselves from the call and go start working. Okay. And I stay here in our live feed and I continue to send people to you. We end up with two different things happening at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. The only problem is the IOD Nation Zoom account is paid subscription where
No,
we can
you're
do
gonna do.
editing.
I'm Ashfaq. You're not listening. You're not hearing me.
You are
I
not
need to
listening, man.
know.
I'm telling you the problem.
Okay,
We can
Hey
do only
guys,
30.
sorry to interrupt. We are live on Substack, Facebook, and YouTube. I have already shared the link in our group chat. So Joel,
okay,
if you look at the group chat, you will find the Substack live link
okay.
there.
I'm gonna click on it. Ashfaq, what I
Yes.
need to know is this: can you help Deborah in her Substack create a live feed
Yes, I can.
without Zoom?
Yes.
That's what I need.
All right. Now we are talking.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going into Substack now.
Okay.
And where am I going?
He's going to send you a Substack link.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, how are you? Substack link.
Oh.
Today is going to be an exciting show. We're going to do things a bit different. So, everybody who's here, hey, Carolyn, HVR, Sarah.
Oh, HVR. Okay. Sarah, yes. Yeah.
Are these your people?
Yeah. Some of them are. HVR is,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So, guys, my name is Joel. I'm the founder of IOD Nations, International Online Democratic Nations, where we promote online citizen-led democracy. Today with us, we've got Assemblywoman Deborah Mazzarelli. Oh, Deborah, have I got a story to tell you about your last name that is going to make you laugh so hard?
Oh, that's good. I just
It's going to
oversaid.
be amazing.
All right.
We've also got you see Ashfaq is here. We've got Rakesh here. And we have Lost Human who's here with us. He's from Bangladesh. Um, so if you're not familiar with IOD Nations and our mission here, we are not here to talk about the problems because lots of other people are doing that way better than I'm going to, or any of us are going to. We're here to talk about a specific solution. And the solution is for the pro-democracy citizens of the world to find all of the different ways that they can unite online. Hey, Lily. Hey, Sharon. So in our live chats, I think we're 6 weeks into this or 8 weeks into this. We've been doing this. The majority of our audience and those who have engaged with us are women. And I had always identified two primary groups as leaders who deserve to become powerful and influential pro-democracy forces. My book, The Recipe, is written and primarily directed at the youth of the world. And it uses a model of them uniting online, but with threads and collaborations through their universities. The other group that I've always focused on is women. And I focus on women because women get shit done. That's just the bottom line. They're better at organization, they're better at collaborating. And honestly, I'm a entitled white male, and I'm part of the reason why the world is in the condition it's in, because we're here because of wealthy, entitled white males who can't figure out how to govern. That's the bottom line. And I think that if women get a prominent place in the world, politically, economically, socially, I, be- I believe we end up with a better world. And I believe that I believe that uniting online provides us a way to accomplish this that has not been utilized to its full capability. So, Deborah, step in and tell people a little bit about how you got here.
All right. I started on Substack back in November with the message of spreading democracy, bringing America back to where it used to be. I know it wasn't perfect, but you got to admit it was a hell of a lot better than it is right now. I never thought I would see America slip so quickly into an authoritative state. So when I saw that or felt it coming, I got involved with Substack and tried to spread the message, find other people that were doing the same thing. That's my purpose. And when I saw IOD nations and I looked into it, it sounded like the right message. Everybody's tired of protesting and having the congressmen and women ignore them. They're not listening to us. They abandoned us. We have no representation. We represent ourselves. Like Joel says, we are the internet. You know, without us, there is no internet. So I think the idea of a digital democracy where we can form a group of women, men, youth, whatever, right now, women, and make an impact that goes beyond the day of protesting. Like no King's March rally is Saturday. We'd like to make it into Suffragette Saturday for women. Organize women, get them to email, follow up after the protest with messages to Congress, the Senate, and request that they release the files for the survivors of Epstein. That's something that we've been working so long and hard for, and I've been emailing everyone, and we're not getting any cooperation at all from government. So if we flood them with emails, that's the way we might get action from Congress. Congress is
Can I cut in there for a moment, Deborah?
absolutely, yeah.
So the what I'm envisioning now, Deborah and I are at the beginning stages of collaborating on this, right? I mean, I'm sitting here for 10 years, I've been trying to communicate this message, and this amazing woman from New York came into this live feed and she got it, right? She started paying attention. She started listening to the ideas of pro democracy citizens uniting online, and she wanted to be a part of it. And we got these women involved. I have always been incredibly frustrated, and I have been constantly emailing 5051 and Indivisible over the last months since the last No King's March, when I tried to get them to make a statement at that march. We in my town, San Luis Obispo County, or San Luis Obispo, California, we had probably 5 to 7,000 people who were there, and yet we didn't do anything. We waved signs and we sang songs and we chanted and we did all of that. but we left without accomplishing anything. And I have been unable to get 50-51. I've spoken to leaders of our local organizations. I've been unable to get them to engage with this idea that if you have these big groups of pro-democracy people at this No Kings March, how can we utilize that? And so what Deborah and I are proposing right now is this Suffragette Saturday is a specific objective. Okay. Suffragette Saturday has one underlying goal. And I'm gonna slow down just a little bit because it seems like we're getting a bunch of people coming into the feed right now. I'm going to be at the No Kings March. I'm going to be holding a sign that says Suffragette Saturday. Send an email to become a suffragette for online women's democracy. Okay? Uniting the pro-democracy women of the whole world online. Okay? And all you're going to have to do on that day is we're going to have one email address. You can do more, but you will have one email address that will be geared towards Deborah. We're going to set up a separate email for this. And everybody who sends an email to that will just say, I would like to become a citizen or an assistant or a participant in Suffragette Saturday. I would like to become an online democratic citizen. Okay. And I want you to imagine how that changes the world, right? If Deborah closes out her Saturday evening, okay, I want you to imagine what happens if she has 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 or 1,000,000 women's email addresses who all say, we are the online democratic women's suffragette movement of this modern era. And we are united, and we are going to use our power and our influence to make sure that we're heard. Okay. We don't know how all of this is going to play out. I don't think you guys have any idea about what's about to happen. But we need volunteers. We're going to have a recording. I'm going to be there with a sign. My sign, exactly, Sharon. My sign is going to say, register here. And I'm going to have a Bluetooth speaker that just plays a message. You're not going to have to engage with a bunch of people if you don't want. We're going to have a crisp, clear audio message. And it's just going to say, if you would like to be a part of Suffragette Saturday, if you would like to join the pro-democracy women of the world by uniting online, just email Deborah at this address. And that's it. You send an email, okay? You're now locked in. We have you. You're a part of it. If there's no kings, M Fly makes me think of McFly. I'm going to call you McFly just to have some fun because we all need to laugh here. Right now, you can contact Deborah M Fly. I want all of you to recognize what she is doing. She is taking on this mission. Okay. She is stepping up to the plate. She's asking for your help. She needs, right now, we're going to have a working group that's going to either be coordinating and structuring emails to get volunteers at all of the No Kings marches. They're going to be putting together email campaigns for this and other emails that we're going to send. One of the primary groups we're going to send emails to, We have over 150 and growing political science college professors at universities. We're going to get an email out to them by tomorrow asking them to share it with their students. We have all, I will bet you, if you look at the list of women who are here or the list of those who have joined this live chat, we're all almost all older. Jesus Christ, I'm a senior citizen now, Deborah, aren't you?
Oh my God, I'm 70. You know I'm a senior. Come on.
Yeah,
You know.
we have to get the young people in this, right? A strategic tactical part is to convince and show these young women that this is the new suffragette movement. It's taking place online. And Deborah's going to nod her head and probably want to smack me when I say this, but she's too damn old to be the one leading this thing. Okay.
Just make me
She's
cry.
exactly, but I am too, Deborah. Neither
Well, no,
you
it's
or
just that
I.
we've been through this so many times. If we weren't going
Yeah.
backwards with our rights, I mean, I wouldn't be here. If Trump hadn't removed the choice, just healthcare choice, and decided that women are not important enough to be part of the United Nations agreement. I mean, we've gone back to the 50s. Women are so far back, our granddaughters. We have to get it back. We have to bring back the women's
We
movement
we have we have politicians who are putting voting practices in place who are
to
you
eliminate. Yeah,
know, it's the extreme ones, right? But the other ones are staying silent. And their goal is for a husband to be able to determine whether his wife votes or not,
right.
right? I
And
mean,
silence
that's
is
a
complicity. So, I mean, we have to speak out because silence is complicity. And if we don't talk up, we're never going to get back to where we were. I mean, I was looking forward to breaking the glass ceiling, pay equity. I had no idea they were looking to take away my vote. So, anybody else that agrees with
Deborah,
me,
Deborah, Deborah served 3 terms as an assemblywoman in New York. Okay. She ran as a Republican and a Democrat and got elected. All right. Dick Gephardt asked her to run for Congress. Okay. We have a legit woman who was on the cutting edge when, early on when women were getting involved in politics in the United States. And she's stepping up and saying, I believe that something good can happen with this. So, right now, we need you who are in this group. This is not a chat where you come to just listen to us talk and listen to our comments. We are here to get shit done. Okay. We need email addresses. Deborah, lay it on, girl. Tell them what you need.
okay, I need email addresses and I want to stay in touch with everybody. Did Abigail show up? Is Abigail? She was at the last meeting. Um, and once we get the email addresses, we can do the same thing we did 2 weeks ago, which is contact lawyers and survivors of Epstein's horror and start making them the movement. It might sound more local, a little bit more political, but the survivors of Epstein's rape and child abuse, and we have to do something. I mean, I can't sit here anymore and keep asking Congress to bring the Epstein files, release them so that the women can get some justice. That's the first step, as far as I'm concerned. It's a uniting issue that there can't be any disagreement on. No Republican, no Democrat politics. That's my issue that I'd like to bring forward with the approval of all the other people that join, that we bring it to Congress and say, get it done. We're tired of waiting. So that would
There
be
we
my
go.
first.
Excuse
Yes.
me, Deborah. So right here, I want you guys, if you're looking at this feed, I want you to look at Linda Smallman. Okay. This is someone who just stepped up and she shared her email address. Okay. Linda is going to be contacted by Deborah and by our team, and she's going to have an opportunity to participate. And this is what we're here for. So, what Deborah is referring to when she talks about emailing the Epstein victims, we wrote an article in Substack. In that article, we wrote a template email to I did mine. Oh, I'm forgetting her name. The Maria Farmer. I
Right.
believe it was one of the sisters, one of the
Hey,
Farmer
Joel, can we
sisters.
welcome Kimberly Wilder? She's here. She's been watching us for quite some time. She's live on the Zoom call.
Yeah,
Hello,
Is
Kimberly.
yeah.
Kim
Give me.
here?
Hi, sorry, I just wanted to say thank you, Deborah, for inviting me. I know Deborah has my email.
I do.
I tell you, I discovered Deborah as a political celebrity from my friend's family and then my husband's work. So she's must be everywhere spreading her wisdom. And
Yeah.
I was chomping at the bit to say, Deborah, you look like 40 on the computer, but when you're on the protest line, you look like a teenager.
Oh, you're so sweet. This is Kim, who's running for the New York State Senate seat in the second district. It was,
Assembly. I'm not important enough to be a state senator, only an assembly person.
oh, are you running for the assembly?
Yes. Now we can work that out because my petitions don't start, but I think that I'm running partially to defeat Jody Giglio, the Republican incumbent, who I disagree with. I think she's assembly.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, on the North Shore
Hey,
of Long Island.
Yeah.
But I wanted you to have the opportunity to introduce yourself to people so that they'll know that we have another woman running for office who cares
Okay,
about women's rights.
I didn't want to interrupt the Epstein
no, Kim,
We'll hold that on our
you
hearts
are
as
not
Y-
you are not interrupting. You're someone we really need to talk to if you're willing to, and get engaged in a little Q&A here
Sure.
with all of these people. Now, to everybody who's here, before I come back to you, Kim, to everybody who's here, Linda Smallman is the only one who has shared an email address here right now. Okay.
Oh, they
We
must be
need
frightened
more
of me.
email address.
They think I'm
Yeah.
going to be spamming them. That's it. I must be
Is
scaring
we're
people.
we're not going to spam you. We're just trying to get, would you be willing to carry a sign at the No Kings rally and have a Bluetooth speaker that asks women and others to unite online democratically? You don't have to speak, right? You can just stand there with a sign. We will give you a message that plays. It's the Suffragette Saturday movement, right? We're trying to get pro-democracy women from all across the world to unite online by emailing Deborah. Okay. And you're not going to believe what can happen. So please share your emails. Kim, so what crosses your mind, or what do you think? Well, I want to kind of inform you a little bit, okay? Are you familiar at all with the sunflower movement from Taiwan? Have you ever heard of that?
No, I have not.
Okay, so the sunflower movement in 2014, a large group of students were frustrated because the Taiwanese government was blocking them from information. It wasn't functioning well, and they felt that their government wasn't working well. And so they held a big protest. And what came out of that protest was they created an online platform for all of these citizens of Taiwan where they could propose issues and ideas and causes and things in their government that they felt weren't being addressed. And anything that got proposed that had 5,000 citizens who approved of it and voted for it, the Taiwanese government had to deal with it. They had to come out and address it overall, and they had to either say, this is what we're doing or this is what we're not doing. So right now in Taiwan, citizens have a 70% approval rating of their government.
Yeah, previously it
Okay.
was 9% only. So
That's Rakesh. Previously, it was what, Rakesh?
9%.
Wow.
So the
Before the
government
sunflower movement.
with
Yeah.
so by incorporating this online citizen democratic integration, they went from a government that had 9% approval to a government that has 70% approval. As we speak, they have approximately 50% of the citizens of Taiwan are registered online as a part of this online democracy, and they are routinely engaging with, integrated with their government. And it's become so big that it's spreading across the world. At one of the MIT magazines did articles on it. Um, the government of Munich has been meeting with them. They're looking at how they can
Thank you.
implement this model. There's a there's an app out there called Decidim, Kimberly, and we will give you a link to it. We haven't fully dug into it, but Decidim is designed so that citizens online can be integrated with their government. It's a platform that already exists. And so what do you do? I feel like if I were in your shoes, if I learned that right now, right? And if I was going to go give a political speech and say, my name is Kimberly Wilder, and I am here to promote online citizen led democracy. And if I get elected, I will appoint a liaison to help us integrate a system like it's been used in Taiwan or something like Decidim provides, like they're using in Barcelona. And I'm going to be a new kind of leader in this new age where we are going to find really creative ways to integrate with our citizens online. And we're going to make a government that works in this modern internet age. Doesn't that seem like a really almost revolutionary, eye-opening way to present yourself as a candidate? What are your thoughts on that, Kimberly?
One thing that resonates to me, you're saying that it's revolutionary and modern. It it seems like it was foreshadowed by Buckminster Fuller, the person that did the geodesic domes, because he wanted economics and ideas and things all to be integrated in a positive way. So it sounds something like that, in a new
Can I
way.
interrupt you for just a second?
Sure. Oh, sure.
Osbach, how many times have I quoted Buckminster Fuller?
Well, probably every time you go live, even you are not when you are online.
So Kimberly, my dog's name is Bucky.
Oh, that's
Okay.
hysterical. I guess
All
like
right.
minds
So
find each other.
my mantra, what that I've been trying to get this message across to people for 10 years. Okay. What I came up with as a I'll give it to you as a question because the other one I quote is Socrates is this: if a business no longer requires brick and mortar, does a nation require land and borders? Buckminster Fuller said, don't fight forces, use them. You never change things from within. If you want to change something, build a better model that makes the previous model obsolete. Dare to be naive. We are intended to be architects of the future and not its victims. Those quotes, when you say that to me, the reason I had to step in and interrupt you is that quote I spoke on Saturday, and this woman who came up to me, she said it was that Buckminster Fuller quote was the most engaging thing from my talk that came across. So go ahead. You and I are speaking the same language here.
Well, we have to, let's see. I love so much of it, but I'm a slow thinker and I synthesize things. So the funniest thing is that we have found like political minds, but I'm the biggest Luddite that you will ever see. So the first thing I think about when someone proposes an online system or an internet system is, where are the safeguards? So I can see your vision for the possibilities, and I know there's good things in there, but you're talking to the most shy Luddite that you'll ever meet. But I do see that, I love that premise of, instead of fighting with the government and the tediousness of it, and you get pulled down and
Yes.
the bureaucracy where it is,
Yes.
building something from the outside. It's just that for me, that right now, there's something from the outside has to have a monthly meeting where everyone can hug things out.
So, so,
I
so
love
they
that.
don't have to just, they don't have to. So here's the, so you are like Susan, who I spoke with Saturday, Kimberly. She wanted everybody to love things out. She wanted everybody to be all part of one group. And what I told her is, that's, that's a great hope, but that's not the real world. This is freedom and democracy. It's messy. You don't have to love everybody in that
How about no
democratic.
fight?
Okay. Now the
Fight.
other
I
part.
mean, you hug it out after you fight.
Okay. The other part of that is, um, Taiwan for years has been under millions of online assaults from China. Their internet, their whole system, the propaganda, they are under a barrage 24/7. Okay. You have to realize Taiwan controls something like 50 to 75% of the high-end chip manufacturing in the world. Okay. Taiwan is, Dr. Jesnel, I need to talk to you today, man. Um, Taiwan is critical to the world's everything. Okay. And they have those things that you're worried about. They're already dealing with AI. They're these young people, these technologists, they are already ensconced in this. It's a eating, living, breathing daily part of how their online government functions. And so I'll give you another quote that I go with. JFK said, the Chinese have two characters for crisis. It's either crisis or chaos. The first character is for danger. The second character is for opportunity. In crisis, always be aware of the danger, but never to the point where you forget the opportunity. And Sun Tzu said, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. But he also said, opportunities seized multiply. And what I've learned by finally stopping being a chicken who was afraid to put my face out and do what you're doing and what Deborah has done is that if you guys, if we get some leaders who start talking about citizens uniting online and accepting that we don't know all of the answers, those opportunities will multiply. And given how horrific things are, shouldn't we at least be pursuing something that multiplies those good opportunities, no matter how big a Luddite you are? Is it a Luddite or it's a Luddite, right?
Well, I just want to go back to show you again what a Luddite I am about another idea that I had. You were saying women should go to the protests with signs for women. Well, Luddite that I am, and touchy-feely person that I am, when I was getting ready for the last presidential election, myself and other women to represent the suffragettes were dressing up like the 1920s. So that might be part of the shtick that you do, is if you're having women holding
Great idea.
signs for your organizations, have them dressed like the 1920s to remind us of the suffragettes.
What a
Well,
great
what is
idea.
going to happen? What is going to happen is we have this amazing woman that we're working with, and her name is Deborah Muscatelli or Maserati or whatever the hell her
Yeah,
name is.
It's really miserable for miserable. So, that's what campaign workers used to say that. Whoa, here comes miserable.
Deborah is on some levels, she's in charge of this. So everybody who's here, we are looking for people who are going to share their emails with Deborah. Okay. And either she or us are going to put together a working group. So is there anyone here who wants to work on emails to promote Suffragette Saturday as a part of the No Kings March and as a way to register the pro-democracy women of the world in one location? All we're going to be doing is asking women and others, men, the LGBTQ community, anybody who wants to unite online in a pro-democracy manner. We're just asking you to send an email to Deborah on Saturday. At every protest across the United States and the world, we're looking for someone who will stand there and play our recorded message. It'll either be in Deborah's voice or it'll be in mine. And it'll just be a simple message. We are promoting a new suffragette movement online. Okay. We're using these protests. All you have to do is send an email and you're a part of it. The suffragettes would have killed to have had it that easy, what they went through. And so another one, Kimberly, is this. We do not call this Women's History Month. You have just walked into Make Women's History Month. Okay. None of these women from history want us here lauding what they did and talking about all the sacrifices they made and all of that. They want us here making the next women's history. And that's what we're here for. We're trying to find a way to do that. And we are going to put together a badass email campaign and online messaging to try and make Suffragette Saturday a real thing. What do you think, Luddite?
I think it sounds great, and I think Deborah is a perfect person for it. And I know another secret. I don't know if I should tell, but she even has a badge because she was a real elected official. She's an important person. You would want to know her.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
Kim, that's nice. Thank you. You are the sweetest. I love you, Kim. Thank
All
you.
right,
Oh,
guys.
I love you too. I have to cut out a little bit because I have errands that I have to do and whatever, but I'm gonna turn the video off because I'm also getting shy and I'm gonna listen. So
Okay.
thank you,
Okay,
everyone.
no worries.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Kim.
so
Thanks
much
so
for
much. Very
thank
interesting
you.
ideas. Thanks for inviting me, Deborah. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim.
Okay, guys. So this whether you guys are joining us or not, we're at 91 people. Normally our feeds run reasonably long. Um Rakesh, do you have some social media outreach going on right now that we think might bring us some
Yes,
more
I
people?
yeah, currently I'm sharing links to some groups, and I also talk to volunteers. They are also doing it as well. So we are expecting a few more audience within
Okay.
short period of time.
Okay. Is there anyone here who doesn't want to sit and listen? I mean, I think we're talking about really important stuff, and I think it's inspirational, and I wish more people were listening to it. At the same time, we are not going to go through this show today with only 1 week until Suffragette Saturday. We are not going to go through this show without accomplishing something. So anyone here who would be willing to step into a working group with Deborah, she is ready to spin off as soon as we can get 5 emails. Okay. Can we get 5 people or 5 women here, or we would like a lot more if you leave your email address, we will send you a link and you can go off and start working with Deborah right now on this messaging. how we're going to do these emails. So Deborah, if you wouldn't mind just making a note, and I'm doing this just because of the email lists that we already have.
Yeah, I have collected those email addresses, so I will send it to Deborah.
Which ones are you thinking of, Rakesh?
The ones people just shared in the chat in Substack feed.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many do you have?
4 of them.
Okay, we need one more minimum. Does anyone want to work with promoting online citizen-led democracy?
Oh, I'm sorry,
Suffragette
Joel.
Saturday.
I have 3, so we need
Yeah.
two more.
Yep.
Okay. So if we can get those. So Deborah, our email lists that we have are college professors where we want to try and get our message out to, or political science college professors. So we want to create a message from you and from women that promotes Suffragette Saturday as a part of the No Kings March, and give them a little bit of a background and tell them that men are also welcomed and why. Okay. The other group that I think we really want to put a message out to is as many 50-51, indivisible,
Move
crooked
on, women's
media,
march.
Midas. Yep. So I really think that's where our focus should be. So Margot, Karen, Jill, Damien, HSSS, and Jennifer, you have in front of you, you're looking at Deborah. And Deborah's a 3-time New York State Assemblywoman. She's heading up this movement for Suffragette Saturday. Invite them to join you online, Deborah. Give them your best pitch. We need some more email addresses.
Okay, my best pitch is, aren't you tired of what we're living through every day, waking up and not knowing what the next disaster is going to be? Well, I need to put an end to it. I need peace back in my life. You must need peace back in your life. And I want the world to be better for my grandchildren, for my children. And I think the way to do it is using today's technology. I'm a technophobe. I know nothing about technology, but I recognize that emails are the way to go. As a sitting assemblywoman back in 2000, it became a thing. And my office would get flooded with emails, faxes, drove us nuts. But that is what we want to do. We want activity from individuals. So I really need your help. I can't do this by myself. And if you wouldn't mind helping, I think we could really make a difference for women. And that's something I've worked my whole life for. So if you join me, that'd be great. Thank you.
There you go, guys. We need 2 more women to leave an email address.
Well, I have Kim's email, so I can always bring her in.
Yeah, but we need a little. We've got to have inspired a little bit more here, or not. All right. Well, I'm gonna keep going until we get 2 more email addresses. So
I promise.
my name is.
I know people are scared to give out their email address, but I'm not one for sending. All right, real quick.
Well,
let me just tell you one story. I did a bad thing this week. Somebody from Political Satire sent me an AI shot of President Trump touching the rear end of a Secret Service agent who was standing in front of him. And he was taking his hand and moving it along her buttocks. And I saw that and I went nuts. I went totally crazy. Along with the picture and video was a wonderful description of all the violations that exist under today's law: sexual harassment, assaulting a Secret Service agent, you name it. And it was wonderful. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to send this to everybody. Sure enough, I almost cursed. I did send it to everybody, only to find out that it was AI generated. He didn't do that, although everybody believed he would and could. So I have to be really careful with technology, especially AI. So I need somebody who knows what's going on.
Well, and this is a part of why we at IOD Nations believe that the pro-democracy citizens of the world need to unite online. Has anyone here watched Bernie Sanders'
Yes.
Q&A with AI and the extent of what we're going through? So I'm going to, for those of you who haven't heard it here, who might be new, I'm going to ask you a question. It would be, again, we're trying to get people to engage in our live chat, but our engagement is real. It's not just likes. We want comments. We want engaged people. How many people here access the internet? At IOD Nations, we reject that proposition. It's kind of like it's even more definitive than the glass half full, glass half empty. When I go on the internet, for instance, right now, I have a tab up for Facebook where my team and I work. Okay. We grant.
Hey, Joel,
So,
we have
Gene,
a new guest here, North Shore Rising Sun.
North Shore Rising Sun, welcome. You can be a part of this conversation with me. Thanks for coming in.
Hello.
I can't hear you.
Oh, I didn't even know you were looking for me to speak.
No
But
worries.
hi, everyone. I'm just,
Hi.
I saw this in my feed and I thought, oh, yep, it's the kind of thing that I want to be hearing. So I don't know that I have a whole lot to add, but I'm glad to listen and see all of you.
Oh,
So
it's
do
nice to
you,
meet you.
what should I call you? How, Rising
Oh,
Sun?
Carolyn, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was coming through that particular Zoom link, but I'm
No.
Carolyn.
So Carolyn, let me ask you a question. Do you
Mhm.
access the internet?
Yes.
So I'm going to contend that no, you don't. And let me tell you why.
Oh.
You granted us access to you. In other words, somehow or other, you saw this Substack feed. I don't know where it came through, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we did not get access to you until you granted it to us. Facebook does not get access to me until I click on it and grant them access to me. So why is that important? I'm gonna be a little foul-mouthed here, just because I try to use this and make a really it's probably the most important point about everything about IOD Nations. And what we say is we do not access the internet. We are the internet. Without us, you ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
We are the internet. Without us, you ain't shit. And so here's the premise behind that. And you can see the very rough video that I did. We're going to get a better one out on our website. And what we say is this: Facebook, which is the foundational entity for Meta, right? We wouldn't have Meta today without Facebook. Facebook has no value with, or very little value without us. Facebook is in essence an online digital nation, right? They have their own economy, they have their own governance system, they have their own authoritarian who's at the head of it, okay? But they have to get us to give them access to us to be valuable. If all of us chose I mean, even if just for a week, right? If we all just chose to walk away from Facebook, okay, or even if we got 60%, right? If 60% of the pro-democracy women of the world just walked away from Facebook for a day or a week, right? Facebook would immediately, all of their investors, all of their advertisers would be demanding, how do you get these people back? You are not as valuable to us without the Carolyns of the world, and you've lost them, right? And that is because we are the internet. Once we unite online, okay, we spoke to Kimberly earlier, and she talked about Buckminster Fuller, who said, "Dare to be naive. We are intended to be the architects of our future and not its victims." Okay, we control this. All we have to do is unite online, and that's excuse me. That's why we're promoting Suffragette Saturday as a part of the No Kings March. We we want excuse me, I got something in my throat. We want people
Lollipop.
and women to yeah, with your blue tongue. We want women and people to be present at every No Kings rally. And we will have a recorded message by tomorrow. And it just says, we're promoting Suffragette Saturday. Will you register online to become a part of online women-led, citizen-led democracy? And we're going to get 1,000 or 100,000 or 1,000,000 or 1,000,000,000 women registered online as pro-democracy citizens. And once that happens, Facebook and Twitter and GM and the NBA and AT&T Mobile, all of these big corporations are all of a sudden going to be saying, we need to have a relationship with this online democratic women's nation. And the minute they do that, the minute they realize that this is imperative to their financial success and survival, all these other companies are going to come in and they're going to do the same thing. And what happens is the whole dynamics flip, where Deborah is sitting here looking for ways to fight back against what they're doing or looking for ways to defend democracy. Once the women of the world unite online, once these other groups unite online, you become the ones they're trying to defend against, right? You have now flipped the script. The pro-democracy women of the world have now become possibly the most powerful and influential democratic movement in history. Half of the citizens of the world are women, okay? The way you build it out, American, is you share your email address right here and you volunteer to help this woman. She is going to work with you, and we can show you how we can do this right now. If we can get Indivisible and 5051 to stand up at the No Kings March and just play a recording, that the way you help is share your email or volunteer at the No Kings March. Can you imagine if there's a message at every one of these No King marches and it says, "Hi, my name is former Assemblywoman Deborah Mazzarelli, and I am founding the online Democratic Women's Suffragette Movement. I'm asking you to email me and to become an active participant in online women-led democracy." That's it. That's all it takes. the power and potential that comes from that becomes how many people do it. And if they announce that at every No Kings rally, it's entirely possible that by the time Deborah's going to bed on Saturday night, she could have 1 million email addresses from women who want to be a part of this women's movement. And the moment you do that, the whole dynamics of world power and influence have changed, right? And you've got this woman who's standing here and she's asking for your help. And we're here. It's me. I've got my team. I've got Rakesh and Ashfaq and Lost Human. We have our guy Draco, and we're just a small group of people, but it's that easy. This is what the internet has done. This is Make Women's History Month. Dr. Jesnell. So Dr. Jesnell joined us last Friday, and he's a facilitator, man. He's a guy who knows how to figure some stuff out. And so at the end of today's show, I'm going to talk to you. Um, I'm I have a really interesting proposition for you that comes from game theory and online gaming, and I know that you have some connections in that industry. So that's one of the things I'd like to talk to you about. But um, so Catherine, now that you've listened to me go off and rant and my spiel and all of that stuff, what are your thoughts? Does that sort of impact you differently?
Carolyn, you mean, right?
You
Carolyn?
mean Carolyn? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One thing I
Carolyn.
do want to say, one thing I do want to say is I have clients coming in about 10 minutes. So I didn't know that it would be such an intimate group. I apologize for that.
Not at all.
So I am hearing you, and I love the raised awareness that you, me, and everyone on this call are all the internet. I love that flip, and that I grant you access to me and how I participate in the world. And so yes, I see it, and I buy it on some level. I'm kind of pairing it to the idea of when Blue Sky, I think it is, was created. And
Yep.
some of these other, Mastodon and some of these other platforms. And I I don't I'm not tech savvy enough to know how that has affected the world of the billionaires who want our attention. Um, but if I look on Blue Sky, for instance, I am not sure that it's it's commanding what it could, or what it was, what initially was excited about. And so I buy the premise, but I also think there must be other day-to-day, moment-to-moment things that have to happen. And when you say, well, I just give you my email, and okay, but just because there's a list of 1,000 of us, if we're not active or demanding something or clearly uh, engaged, I'm wondering how we will really affect um, the powers that be. And so there's more to
Can I
it that,
give you a couple of
it's
examples
not
to that
saying
before you go?
as long as you yeah, within 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. So um, what I didn't realize until last week, there was a movement. I don't think you were here for this earlier in our discussion. There was a movement in Taiwan called the Sunflower Movement. And Taiwan had this was at a time there was a big protest. Their government had a 9% approval rating. A group of students came in, did a big protest. I'm giving you the very abbreviated version. They proposed an integrated system where citizens could directly interact with their government online. They did this in 2014. They now have a 70% approval rating of their government. They have 50% of their citizens online. They've been running it for 10 years. They have one of the best anti-propaganda AI controlling and managing systems in the world, and it's now being touted and spread across the world. So there is Barcelona uses an application called Decidim, and they're promoting citizen-led online democracy and integrating it with their government. So there's that aspect which would give you something you could look at. The other aspect is this: we can't have all of the answers, especially for something this big and bold. The point of this is men have screwed up the world. We're the reason the problems exist. Women always get involved in cleaning up and suffering from this. This is an opportunity where you can be involved in helping fix it, but you can come out of it with power and influence. Possibly the most powerful and influential nation in the world, but maybe not. We can't tell you what it's all going to be, but what we can tell you is damn near every pro-democracy woman in the world is looking for change, and we're the only feed, we're the only chat, we're the only group you're going to come into where we're offering a viable, real plan that can affect real change. And we think we deserve an email because of that. That's my best 5-minute sales pitch. And Deborah needs your help.
That helps.
Well, I'm interested and curious, and so I'll look for more, see what
Yeah.
comes up.
You know what you can do? You
All
can
right.
email me if you don't want to leave your email address. I put my email address up in the chat, and you can contact me, and I will not contact
There you go.
unless you want me to. Okay?
Yeah, that's the deal, Deborah. I'm looking to see where it is in the chat.
I'm way at the beginning of the chat. It's Mazzarelli Deborah 87. There it is. Okay.
So let me
2:11 p.m.
ask something to.
Go ahead, Ashfaq.
It's Caroline, right?
Yes.
Caroline, so I can see an email address right after your name on Zoom. It says Burns61.
Don't repeat it, please.
Yeah.
Don't repeat it, please.
Is that the right email address? Should we collect
No,
it?
I think it would get lost. But I have I see Deborah's, so I'll hold on to that.
All
Okay.
right.
Here we go.
That's great. Look
All
forward
right.
to hearing from
Good
you.
enough.
Have a
And
good
and
day,
that's
Carol.
thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
All right. Good luck. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, guys, everybody who's here in the chat, if anyone is hesitant to share your email because you don't want to put it in a public forum, we completely understand that. Deborah has left her email at the top of this. You can email Deborah directly and not put your email out in public and be a participant. Hey, Deborah, would you throw your email into the feed right now again where we are?
Sure. I can also be reached on Substack. Boss.
It's better to put it on the Substack.
Get me back up. There you go. Okay.
Catherine, what intro did you like? What prompted you to say that? Would you be willing to engage with us? What did you hear that you liked? Because we and Karina, we are trying to get we are going to move over into a working group within 15 minutes. Okay. anybody wants to engage with Deborah outside of that or in any way, she's sharing her email address here, so you guys can email her directly. Hey, Martin, I believe we're welcoming you back. Yeah, we are welcoming Martin back.
Yep.
Martin is a friend of yours, right, Deborah?
Yes, he is. M.O. That's right.
There you go. All right. So,
I think I should
we've
drop Deborah's email into the Substack feed because she's having some problem.
yeah.
Right.
So we're going to drop Deborah's email address in here again.
Yeah.
Anyone who doesn't want, oh, what I just told Carolyn. Okay, cool. Yeah, is that amazing what they're doing in Taiwan? Can you imagine in 10 years taking your government from a 9% citizen approval rating to a 70% citizen approval rating, right? And they've done a lot of this hard work for us, right? They have done and worked through and created templates. One of the guys who's working with us, his name is Dave, and he's right now reaching out to Taiwan, and we're trying to learn as much as we can about their online templates. Thank you, Martin. And so we're not in this last week, we have moved away from just talking about a hypothetical to where we've got a nation that has been doing this for 10 years. They've integrated their citizens online democratically over a 10-year period under immense online attacks and abuse from China on a minute by minute basis, millions of times a day, and they've got it up and running. This is a tool that's available for us, and it's available for the women of the world to finally, and the youth of the world, to organize and unite online and become their own powerful, free and democratic entities that work for them, that work for the women and work for the youth in collaboration with all our other democratic nations, right? Imagine what's going to happen when the women of Canada who are pro-democratic unite online, and then the women of Denmark and Greenland and Finland, okay? And they're all united online, but they're all also citizens of this online women's democracy that is separate. They become, it multiplies their power and influence, because the more of these online democratic entities that work together, the more powerful and influential they become. Carrie, Denise, we are going to, okay, what time is it? It's 12:04. By 12:15 at the latest, we're going to spin off into a working group. For anyone who's here, I'm with the team of IOD Nations. We have Ashfaq, we have Lost Human, and we have Rakesh. We also have Assemblywoman Deborah Mazzarelli, and she is heading up. Oh my God.
Suffragette
Why am I
Saturday.
drawing a Suffragette Saturday? Suffragette Saturday. We need volunteers. We need people who reach out to 5051 and Indivisible. We want to get the pro-democracy of women of the world to email Deborah on Saturday and to unite online. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us, have you been here before?
No, I have not.
What how much have you heard about what we're talking about? What
I
prompted you to jump in?
just because it's from Lev remembers, and I trust anything that he says.
What did he say something about us?
He had it was in his things to come join. So
Well,
Lev
hot damn,
Parnas.
Lev.
That's why I came. So
Okay.
that's what I was.
Yeah, I shared our Zoom link there, so that's how she find it.
That must be where I got it from then.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
just happened to, yeah.
So Lisa, I'm going to give you the abbreviated Reader's Digest version. How does that sound?
Okay. Just a second. Let me shut my other program off because it's still,
Okay.
I don't know why it's still.
Denise, you too? All right. I'm telling you, I want to tell you, ladies, I need to tell you something, and Deborah needs to tell you. We are starting to get traction. Okay. If we get Lev Parnas, if anyone who got this through Lev, ask Lev to come into this show and talk with us.
Okay, so there you go. Sorry, I accidentally got messed up.
No worries. Okay, this is who we are. We are iodnations.org, International Online Democratic Nations.org. We are promoting the pro-democracy citizens of the world uniting online as entities and nations. Right now, as a part of what we are involved in here today, we are promoting Suffragette Saturday. So if you look up in your Zoom feed, you'll see Assemblywoman Deborah Mazzarelli. Okay. Cedric, way to go, man. Rakesh, way to get that out to Lev and way to get him referring people to us. This is a major breakthrough. Okay. And so what we're doing, Lisa, we are trying to get the pro-democratic women of the world to unite online. And we're trying to do it on Saturday and we need volunteers at all of the No Kings marches. We will have a recording. So if you have a Bluetooth speaker or your phone, just carry a sign that says, learn about Suffragette Saturday or sign up for Suffragette Saturday. We're going to have some samples for you. And the idea here is everybody will be emailing an email that goes to Deborah. Okay. And we are trying to get 1,000 or 100,000 or 1,000,000 women to unite online democratically and to become their own, in essence, nation. And we believe that Saturday, I go to these protests and I leave frustrated every single time because I feel they have not used my attendance to our advantage. I feel that they have not given me anything that I can do where I feel like I'm making a difference. And we're going to change that. And so then the next part of this, Lisa, is let's talk about what online citizen-led democracy is. Or did I just do that with you? Did I talk to you about the sunflower movement in Taiwan?
You did.
No,
No.
not to me.
Okay. Okay. So in Taiwan in 2014, they had a massive protest from young people and students. Their government only had a 9% approval rating. And these protests got pretty bad. And one of the outcomes of it was the citizens, especially these young people, they designed a system where they could interact and be integrated into their government from online platform. Okay. And in 10 years, they've gone from a 9% government approval rating to a 70% government approval rating. They now have 50% of the citizens of Taiwan are united online as democratic citizens, and they participate in their government online. So Lisa, let's say that you're a part of the online Democratic Women's Nation, and you believe that they should be looking at ranked choice voting as a part of how their online democracy functions. You go in, and let's say the citizens of Taiwan want to propose that to their government. You propose it. There's a threshold that's in place. In Taiwan, it's 5,000. If 5,000 of the citizens online want the government to deal with that issue, the government is committed to deal with it. So immediately, within a day, the citizens of Taiwan can put forth an issue. The government of Taiwan now acknowledges that they are going to deal with that issue. You, as a citizen of the online Democratic Women's Nation, could do the same thing. You could say, I believe we should be boycotting X company. Okay. Well, you put it up, and the citizens of the online Women's Nation may come back. How do we want to integrate this boycott? How can we do it strategically? How can we use online methodologies to impose these boycotts? And if you get enough votes, it happens, right? And so it's just it's this painfully obvious way that we democratic citizens should be using the internet and our power and influence to affect change. What do you think of when we say that? Does that make any sense?
Hey, Lisa, you need to unmute yourself before you speak.
Someone keeps muting me. I don't do it, but anyway, that's okay.
Yeah, sorry, there was a background noise from your end, so
Oh,
I had
maybe. Oh, yeah. I have a TV on. Sorry.
that.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
probably. So I will mute when I'm not talking. But anyway, I do think the problem I have with the thing going on this weekend, I broke my kneecap in half and tore my patella tendon. So I'm in an immobilizer brace. And I can't go to the rally this weekend.
And that's why you're a perfect candidate for online citizen-led democracy, because we will these online democratic collaborations will be able to fully integrate and work with people who can't get to their city council meetings or their county board of supervisors meetings or the protests. You and your current situation are an exact reason why we need to better incorporate online citizen-led democracy into what's going on in the world. Everybody here who's listening to that, doesn't that just make sense that if you're sick, you could still participate in a boycott or something, or a protest, that there would be a way to do it online or to propose it online? Doesn't that just make common sense?
Yes.
Okay. There you go, Karina. We're just talking common sense here, right? If we went to a fourth grade class and we said, what's an issue that's important to you? And they said, we want pizza more often, okay, for our lunches, our school lunches. And we said, well, if one of your classes puts together a little protest or whatever, or signs a petition that says you want more pizza, how much effect do you think that would have? Or how much effect do you think it would have if every class in the whole school signed off on that online petition? Or what if every school in your school district agreed with you online? Maybe you would get more pizza. Do you think that your fifth grade class should encourage all of your fellow students to unite online? And they would all look at you and they'd go, well, of course, that's only common sense. We're the adults in the room, guys. We have got to come to grips with the fact that we need to unite online for freedom and democracy. It's just that simple. It's just that obvious. And you, the pro-democracy women of the world, you have this amazing woman standing in front of you here, Deborah Mazzarelli, and she's asking you to help her. She's asking you to join her. She needs some people to help her out with this, because how does being united online make changes is what Denise asks. Denise, tell me a change you would like to see happen right now. Give me an example of something that's important and meaningful to you that you would like to see change. We're going to sit here for a minute.
Hey, Joel,
Deborah, yeah.
we are sitting, waiting for Denise. Can I share my screen and show you guys something?
Yeah.
All right. So,
And Tom, we will bring you in a moment, and then we're gonna end this call pretty quick. Go ahead.
All right. So,
Ashfaq.
yeah, I'm sharing my screen with you. Let me know if you can see. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Joel, you and I and Dave talked about this platform probably on Friday, and this is what I came up with. I mean, this is just a prototype. It's available on IOD Nations, but not public. I mean, people cannot access it yet. So you have the message, you have some actions that you can take right away to, you know, vote. Like, so do you want to, vote on the local chapters? You vote yes, submit my vote, and then you are done. I mean, it's just only 3 taps we need from you to collect your vote and send it to your government or your friends to participate. So we're still working on it. We will be needing your feedback. We will be needing your ideas.
That is so awesome, Ashfaq.
Thank you.
That
so
is.
we will discuss about it when we are off this live call, because it needs lots of improvement and stuff. So let's get back to
I'm gonna.
Denise responded to us.
To who? Tim?
Denise, she asked, how does being united online make changes?
So, Denise, women being viewed as equals with autonomy. What I would this is so directly in the wheelhouse of what we're doing by uniting women online with Suffragette Saturday. So women being viewed as equals. Being viewed as an equal is a matter of respect. Okay? Women are being disrespected, right? The fact that we're putting laws in place that require different methods of legal identification to be able to vote, that is women not being viewed as equals with autonomy. Okay. So now what I would like you to do is I would like you to imagine that you are now a citizen of the online Democratic Women's Nation that is currently led by former Assemblywoman Deborah Mazzarelli. Okay. And you put up an issue and you say, for instance, on that issue, let's say that the state of Tennessee passed that law where a woman is now required to show 3 forms of identification. But the online Democratic Women's Nation has, I don't know, let's be conservative. Let's say that online Democratic Women's Nation has 1 million citizens within the United States of America, pro-democracy women, and you are pissed. You guys want this law repealed, okay? And Robin, who just joined us, Robin Stuck puts up a proposal before the online Democratic Women's Nation. And she says, I believe that we should put together a boycott against the largest company in the state of Tennessee where they passed this legislation. And we're not just going to do a boycott, we're going to do an email campaign that impacts every email within the largest corporation in the state of Tennessee. And in conjunction with that, we're going to create traffic jams at their main locations. And so Denise can go in, and the women of this online Democratic Nation from across the world or in the United States or whatever it is, they have agreed that they want to put these boycotts in and demand that the state of Tennessee reverse this new law. You hit them in their pocket. That's right, Jenny. You go right after the biggest employer, right? They have more employees in that state. They have more income taxes that are coming from that. They have more businesses that are tied to it. And Denise is a mom. Denise has 3 kids, a full-time job. How in hell does Denise participate in this? Her hands are full. But magic of all magic, amazing Assemblywoman Deborah Mazzarelli collaborated with Ashfaq, and they put together a schedule. And Denise can go in and she can click on the schedule. She can click on a time from 11 o'clock to 11:15 on Friday. And what Denise is going to do for that 15 minutes is she's going to send 50 emails that are going to bog down the biggest company in Tennessee or whoever it is who passed this new law. It's going to bog down their email. But when Denise did that, at that 15-minute time frame, there's 25 Denises. And the next 15-minute time frame, there's 25 Jennies. And the next 15-minute time frame, there's 25 Penelopes. And all of a sudden, Denise, what has happened is this online Democratic group of women have found a way where all the single moms or the full-time women, they can still participate and be an active participant in this, right? Because they're all united online. And that's what we mean. This example is like a pimple on an elephant's butt of what the women of the world are going to be able to accomplish when you unite online. Everybody who's here, we are talking about Suffragette Saturday. We need everybody here who's attending a No Kings March to work with us and register women simply by emailing Deborah. We're going to provide an email. Deborah or Ashfaq, can you plug in Deborah's email again? If you don't want to put your email in this live feed, Deborah will put her email out there. You can email her directly. She's going to be putting together a working group to make this happen. Okay. She needs some people to help her. And I'm not talking about having to take on big, massive projects. We're talking about help maybe constructing an email, the text within an email. Maybe just help sending emails to some college professors. Okay. We need to you so Martin, you are listening to IOD. Laura, you are listening to iodnations.org, International Online Democratic Nations. We promote online citizen-led democracy. We are not here complaining about things. We're not talking about all the problems. We're providing solutions to the problems. And the solution is online citizen-led democracy like Taiwan has been doing for 10 years. Taiwan has done it. In 10 years, they've gone from a 9% government approval rating to a 70% government approval rating. They have 50% of their citizens online interacting on a regular basis with their government. They're making it happen. They're forcing their government to listen to them and work with them. And that's what you're here listening to, Laura. And the email that you see above you for Mazzarelli Deborah is the one who's going to be heading up Suffragette Saturday. And we're trying to get women across the world to unite with her. Back to Martin. The way I envision this playing out is there will be an online democratic U.S. women's nation. That nation will be dealing directly with issues within the United States. Suffragette Saturday is the No Kings March, Jenny. Every person who's going to be at the No Kings March, we are trying to get them to urge other people who are there to actually unite and do something. And all they have to do, Jenny, is send an email to Deborah. That's it. We want 1,000 or 100,000. That's right. March 28th, the No Kings March. We want an email campaign to unite the women and other pro-democracy citizens of the world online. So, Martin, back to your question about foreign entities influencing us. The way that they will influence us and the way that we need to integrate with them, because we're a united world, we have to unite democratically, is a foreigner can submit an issue to the online. This is my vision. It doesn't mean it has to be this way. The women of the world, we just haven't got a site yet, Karina. You got to help us get a site. We are going to get there, girl. We're going to have something ready for you Saturday. All we need you to do is believe that we have to start somewhere. We have to start somewhere. We are that chat. You are here to share contact information with Deborah. We have to start somewhere. We have to get a group of you who will start working together on this. So, Martin, the online democratic U.S. women's nation, they get to vote on whether they want to pursue a certain issue. Okay. It doesn't matter. It's right up above us, Denise. And hell yes. Thank you for saying you want her email. Laura, come back. We are always here. You can go to iodnations.org. Watch my video. It's very rough, but it has an explanation that will really open your eyes to what online citizen-led democracy can be. And thank you for coming here, and thank you for engaging with us. Where to go, Deborah? I've got diarrhea of the mouth.
Well, that's nothing new, that's for sure. I don't know.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt.
It is.
You know.
Not at, you interrupt anytime you want.
No, I'm not going to interrupt. I just want to encourage everybody again. I mean, we only have a few days before we can organize this entire suffragette Saturday, but it's not just that. I want to go beyond that. Once we have that done, that's great. But once we have all the email addresses, we can go on to the issue that the women who all agree with, I'm sure, since our victims of the Epstein files have not been dealt with yet, we can move on to issues like that, where we take the email, we contact the Congress, and we say, release the files, give these women justice. And that can be a great starting point. But every week we can pick a different issue until it's resolved. And it's got to be something that women together agree. I mean, we're not going to agree on all issues, but I don't think there's anyone that would disagree with the fact that these women deserve justice. So I want to take it beyond Saturday and go further with it. I'm encouraging men and women to be involved. After Saturday, there's going to be more things that we need to do, far more things. The No King's March brings great attention to the fact that we're not happy. Not that Congress is listening to the fact that there are thousands of people marching and they just ignore it and do what they're going to do anyway and go on vacation. If they go on vacation Friday, they're in deep shit with me. You don't go on vacation at all when you haven't done your job. But anyway, there are things that we're going to do beyond Suffragette City. Most importantly,
yes.
digital democracy is going to work. We're going to get it done. We're going to get our rights back. We're not going to sit back and take this. We're not going to take it
I want you
anymore.
to, can I cut in, Deborah?
Well, of course, you have diarrhea. So what am I going to say? No?
See, this is why I love her, because she just rolls. I don't know what you guys can see, but behind me, I wrote this quote. Arthur Schopenhauer said, all truth passes through 3 stages. First, truth is ridiculed. Second, truth is violently opposed. Third, all truth is accepted as being self-evident. The truth is that human beings are too damn smart to not eventually figure out that they need to unite online democratically. Okay. As we talked about earlier, if you could go to any 4th or 5th grade class in an elementary school, you could explain to them how uniting it online benefits them for their goals and objectives, and they would get it. This is going to happen. Okay. We are going to be a part of making it happen. I made a vow on New Year's that this is going to happen. All right. It's just going to happen. The question is, how long are we going to wait to make it happen? Okay. Every day we wait, these powerful forces are becoming more entrenched. And the more entrenched they become, the harder it's going to be for women and the more women who are getting hurt right now, each and every day. Okay. Deborah is going to put together a campaign for these Epstein victims. Karina, you should be fired up. We are here for you, but you are here for us. Denise, thanks for engaging. And there are ways to make this shit happen. All people have to do is share their online email address. Once you do that, you can begin to collaborate. Okay. And once you put a massive group of fired up women together to collaborate, can you imagine what will happen when a couple of these survivors of Epstein get together in this group and they start putting up a proposal of what they want to have happen. Okay. And they say, we're asking the women of the Online Democratic Women's Nation to join us in this boycott or in this activity. And all of these women who have been looking at what's going on and the horrendous crimes that have been committed against these children and these women and are still happening, and you actually see a way where you're already united online and you can immediately start taking an action if you vote on it. I mean, those Epstein files, if the women of the world were united online right now, there is no way that they could have stopped you from getting those Epstein files released. Okay. So I urge everyone here to think about coming in and working with us. And Karina, I have a specific message for you. For you guys, if you haven't paid attention, Karina has been engaging here, but what she did indicate is she's a military veteran. And so, Karina, I want to tell you one. If you go look at my book on our website, iodnations.org, in the book, I think I wrote it as 7 epiphanies, but I finally came up with 10. But here's an epiphany that I want to give to you. And this relates both to an online democratic nation in general, an online democratic women's nation, and an online democratic veterans nation. Okay? And the point that I'm making is this. When these things are international and when they're online, my quote about online democracy is this. It says, if a business no longer requires brick and mortar, then a nation no longer requires land and borders. But Karina, let's say that you and Deborah and Denise and Jenny and Jana, you come up with a boycott against China to stop them from funding the wars in Ukraine and Iran, because those wars end the minute China stops funding them. Okay. And so you guys collaborate and you come up with a boycott that people all across the world are joining in on, or sanctions against them that are citizen led. Guess what? The Online Democratic Women's Nation does not have any land or borders or natural resources that it has to defend with a military. China cannot use threats of their military as a weapon against you. Okay? Because you don't need to defend against their military. They can't attack you. Also, China can't come at you with economic sanctions or boycotts or tariffs. Okay? They can't come at you because you're international. You're everywhere in the world. They can't boycott you, because if they do, they're boycotting citizens all over the world. Okay? By becoming a virtual nation, it's like you have this freaking force field around you that they can't penetrate in the same ways they're used to. And so now, instead of us sitting here having a meeting of how can we defend ourselves, how can we fight against them, those bastards are going to be over there in an online group meeting, and they're going to be sitting there and they're going to be going, holy shit, this online democratic women's nation is kicking our ass all over the world. How do we fight against them? And they're going to have these groups of people chatting, and they're going to be the ones on defense. And the women of the world are going to be the ones who are in this position of power and influence. Jenny, if the women of the world unite online, you will control the DOJ. Okay. Um, Again, you can read my book. You can read my, I call it the Meritocracy Manifesto. You can join with us and participate with us on a regular basis, and you'll see these kinds of things come up and be discussed. What we're asking for and what Deborah needs, we need a little bit of grace. We're small. We have almost no budget. We need some volunteers, and we need some people. There's this phrase that's out there right now, FAFO, fuck around and find out. We need the
Is that what that
women
means?
and yep. We
Thank
need
you.
people who are willing to say, I I I am willing to at least get partially comfortable with the idea that I don't fully comprehend what the outcome of this is going to be, but we have to change the system. We have to try something different. And so I'm going to end this chat in just a few more minutes. Wouldn't that be great, Jenny? And if we were already united online, the women of the world would be providing the security blanket that those Epstein survivors need to be able to step up and do that, right? Right now, I'll tell you, here's another one for Deborah that I thought of. Imagine if 10 million women across the world donated $1 into a fund, a legal fund. And that legal fund went to one or two or three Epstein survivors. And you said, we will guarantee that you will have economic security should you go public with those names. We promise that we will support you economically. We will cover your legal fees. Okay. We will help cover your cost of living. We will help protect you economically. If you're willing to come out and announce those names and go public, you have the pro democracy women of the world united to help you. That could be the thing that changes it. And the minute those names are announced, the minute one of those women feels like she's got that last bit of protection that she needed to be brave and to step forward, all you need is one of them. Because the moment one of them does it, and the moment that the women of the world come and surround them and say, don't worry, we're here for you, okay? You change the dynamics, and that's what organizing online does. Okay. And you don't want to control the DOJ, Karina. What you want to do is you want to get them back to the point where they're a free and unencumbered Department of Justice that is responsible to the Constitution. And you women in these online nations, you get to create your own Department of Justice. Okay. I'm telling you, Katie Johnson, whatever it is, you guys need to support Deborah. Okay. You guys need to come help her because we are going to make this shit happen. And the sooner it happens, the better it is for the Epstein survivors, the better it is for you, the better it is for all of the politicians. Karina, can you imagine? You know them right now. You know people who are in the military and their jobs and careers are at risk and their lives might be at risk because they're still standing for our Constitution in a military that's being taken over. It's just like law enforcement. It's just like politicians. There are people out there who are putting their lives on the line for our freedom and democracy. And the least we can do is unite online to support them. That's it's the bare minimum. Every suffragette who marched and got women their rights, they would be looking at you right now and they would say, this is Make Women's History Month. And damn it, we're going to make women's history. Okay. We are going to unite online. We're going to put forth a bold new model of online democratic citizenry, and women are going to lead this. Okay. Women are going to stop running around starting wars because they woke up with a big hemorrhoid and they're grumpy or something, like a bunch of men are doing. This is just bullshit. So, Karina, I'm glad you like it when I get fired up. Okay, everybody, we're going to be finishing this thing off. Who we have a bunch of emails. Is there anyone here who wants to come into this workout group with us and with Deborah right now? We need some people to get in there with us. So if you have sent Deborah your email address and you're willing to come into a Zoom call that way, or if you're willing to put your email address into the feed here and you would like to engage with us, or if you just want to know, we will get you uncut off, Jenny. Hey, Ashfaq, do you see? And Tim was here. We'll put it in there for you again right now, Karina. It's going into the feed. We'll give you Deborah's email address. You can email her directly and she will share the Zoom link with you if you don't want to share it here. Tim, I know you were here. I don't know if you're still available. I would love to talk to you before I close the show out. I apologize for just kind of ignoring you. But at the same time, we're rolling with what we've got here. Okay. So I now have 1247. Take into consideration that foreign citizens or governments or entities, they only have a stake in our policy if it benefits them. Martin, every democratic nation in the world right now is in distress because they built their alliances with the United States of America, and we have removed ourselves from them agriculturally, militarily, from a self-defense standpoint. Okay. They all need they need as many strong, vibrant democracies in the world. That is why it's imperative that we collaborate and unite online. Every one of us at the top levels of this online governance system has to be protecting, strengthening, improving, and expanding freedom and democracy across the world. I like to say, if your democracy doesn't thrive, it doesn't survive. The reason we're here, the reason so many young people don't vote, the reason so many other people don't vote is because they've lost a belief that their democracy works. If we can get our democracy, whether it's our online democracies or our US democracies, if we can get our approval rating up above 50 into the 60 or 70% range, way more people will vote. Way more people will come online and participate. And that's what makes a democracy vibrant. And that's what prevents this propaganda and this bullshit from getting in and ripping us apart, because it forces them to provide something that's different, right? And they can't do it. There is no authoritarian model that's different or better than a democracy model. Linda, did you no, we haven't shared the link. So here we go. I am going to, Linda, do we have your email address? Can you, I know, I see that you came back. Did you, Levon, we're going into a working group to promote online citizen-led democracy. You're welcome to join us. If you look up just above you, Jenny Smedley shared Deborah Mazzarelli's email address. You can email her and she will give you a link for the working group that we're going into, or you can put your email here in the feed and we will email you the Zoom link for our working group. We're going to stop talking. We represent online citizen-led democracy, the online, the pro-democracy women of the world uniting online democratically, and we are promoting Saturday as Suffragette Saturday to get women to email our email address that Deborah is heading up for online women-led democracy. So you can join that, Levon, or if you're too soon, I apologize, but I've been running my mouth too long and we need to get to work. That's
Okay,
what
but
makes us different. Go ahead.
before you go, because you got me a little confused here. People are sending their email address to me. And then you're going
Yes.
to break down into a work group now? I mean, how am
Yep.
I supposed to reach? Okay, so I'm going to get out. Are you going to send me the
Here,
link for the new link?
yes. We're
Okay.
going to send you the new Zoom link, and anybody who has emailed you, we're asking you to email them. So you should have gotten emails from two groups of people. People who want to support you in general and people who
Mhm.
want to participate in the workout group right now. Okay? I'm just saying go ahead and email all of them and say the workout group for online democratic women's democracy
Right.
is here and now. Some of
Okay.
them won't come. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Okay. Just
Okay.
so long as you send me
So
the link, though. That's before I cut out. I just want to make sure you're sending me the link that you want me to
we
send to
will.
them. Okay, great.
Anyone here who has not shared your email address who would like to support online citizen-led democracy. There we go, Levon. Hell yes. Look at that. Levon jumped in after just a few minutes. Okay. Way to go, Levon. Thank you so much. We look forward to talking with you in this group. It'll be really interesting, but we're gonna try and limit it to around 30 minutes, and we're gonna try and make sure that we get some shit done. Okay, we are here, and way to go, Lost. Thank you for putting your email address there. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna count down. Ashfaq, you got Levon's?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you
Joel,
got his email address.
I also
Or
got
did
them.
you get the chat
Okay.
conversation copied?
Say again.
Yeah,
Uh,
I haven't copied it. I have refreshed the feed, so it's gone. So,
okay, let me
but I have
copy
collected all
the
the email
chat feed.
addresses, so no worries about that.
No worries, I got it covered. So I am copying the chat messages so that we can come back to it later.
Levon, you're gonna be in for democracy like you've never imagined it before. So Ashfaq, you tell me when I'm ready to close this out, and then we're gonna send. Do we have emails that we're sending the Zoom link to also? I think.
Yeah,
Are
we
you
have
sending Deborah? How are we
whoever,
doing that?
I mean, the people who already put their email addresses in the chat feed, I have it set aside so that we can easily send them an email. And I just finished copying the live feed chat, so you can close this call right now if you
Okay.
want.
Some of you might get two emails. You might get an email from Deborah to join the working group, and you might get an email from us. So we're not trying to bomb you. We're just working things out. So with that, we're going to close today's live chat. If anybody interacts with Lev Parnas in his Substack, please tell him that we thank him for recommending us, and we eagerly look forward to the time when he comes and joins in one of our live chats or invites us to join in one of his. So anything you can do to promote our online citizen-led democracy anywhere in the world, let us know. Okay, guys, we are closing the feed. We will see some of you in the group in just a bit. Thanks for everything.